a program 1:30 every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I just needed to just keep talking for a few minutes so that I can just search for that. Now, immediately you are able to understand a deliberate thing you do to grow that business. That becomes what? That becomes intentional growth plan. All of us, we don't have intentional growth plan. The fact that we are eating and still paying our bills can only be because of God's grace. Because if we ask ourselves, what intentional things we do to actually, be in business, we can't really say that we have done so well. So very important to note. The fifth one there is idea immortalizing. Idea immortalizing is being able to do what? So grow that business in such a way that the business will stop depending on you. The business will live, breathe, and do its own thing. That is idea immortalizing. Michelin, First Bank. You ask who's the owner of the First Bank, or who's the owner of First Bank, you don't even know in terms of owner or even founder. In the next few years, when Dangote is gone, our grandchildren will not even believe he was a man. The thing is just a company that just came up. So idea immortalizing is to build your idea to such a way that the other idea takes a life of its own, is breathing, moving, doing everything on its own, and is able to stay on its own without even you interfering. That's why you could travel for weeks and months and there is no problem at all. Okay, so if you have any question here, please let me know. Our time is just running out. Any question? Remember, you're going to get the replay, so you pick only the things that you think are okay for you. Do you have any question around here? If you don't, I ask you my own question. My own question is, where in this 5 phase will you find yourself? Idea generation, idea research, idea launch, idea growth, or idea immortalizing? May we start? Idea growth. So you've had idea generation, idea research, you've done your launching, but the growth phase is what has been up and down and sometimes, wobbly. Yes? Okay, on your own now, collectively. I mean, on your yes, now let's after your own now, you're on number 1. Then on your own collectively now, where are you guys? That should be 4. Yeah. Especially putting processes in place so that you can know how much you have. Yeah. Yes.
Things that others are doing that we are not doing to make our own grow as their own is growing. Me personally, number one thing I found out about our own is that to have that knowledge or go into it like you will say, no, I don't do supply now. I don't do supply. The reason he doesn't want to do that, he doesn't like the when his money is just out there. Someone is going in, big amount of money. So that's why that one is important.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's something he can do when such things come, like job, but he doesn't want his money to go buy up.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it. So, understanding where you are will help you to know where you want to go. So we talked about where are you. Now, there's what we call business opportunity evaluation. Business opportunity evaluation is to look at the opportunities you have and now find out which one will work, which one will not work. Please get it right. When it comes to business has an algorithm. If you get it right, you're going to succeed. If you get it wrong, you're not going to succeed. Forget about government for some time in this class. Don't think about them, because all the people who are succeeding out there not all of them have people in government. Okay? So not all of them have people in government. So sometimes you forget about government and now Think of what can I do to actually do the one that is in my hand, the micro, and leave out the macro. Okay, so look at it. Some of the questions you're going to ask to find out whether whether an opportunity is an opportunity or if it's not an opportunity. One of them is, what is the need you feel or the problem you solve? What need do you feel or what problem do you solve? We call it value proposition. Value proposition. So maybe we'll try it out, but we're going to do that more tomorrow. Let's look at it. What problem do you feel or what need do you feel or problem you solve? Can you take any of your businesses, whether it's a logo or the humanitarian or whatever, can you take any of them and say, this is a problem we solve in this particular part of our organization? You can do it in relation to a particular client or clientele or group that you solve the problem for. Value proposition is finding the need you feel or the problem you solve. So take any of your businesses, whether it's the humanitarian or the normal one, and just tell me the need you solve, the need you feel, the problem you solve in that area. You can direct it towards, for governments, our humanitarian organization help them. For less privileged, you can direct it to a segment if you want. In corporate services, what do you do? Register companies for them.
And our activities are used in two pillars, really, advocacy and empowerment.
Okay, so now you've said it generally, like, the normal Nigerian business person. We want to now go deeper so you can talk like an entrepreneur. Do you have products that you use in doing this? Product. Now, example, you are into corporate services. That's not the name of a product. So you can now have what do we call it again? The increasing of share. Share capital enhancement express. Share capital enhancement regular. This is what now? A product. By share capital enhancement express, you know what I mean? That, okay, it's being done for 30,000, for instance, but we're doing it for you for 60,000. It will take 1 week, but in 48 hours, for instance, I know sometimes they don't do it again. In 48 hours, we're going to get it out for you. This is a product. It's not about this is what we do. Now we are now putting it down to a product. Annual returns for limited liability, or for this one, for that one. Corporate registrations, express and regular. What do you call it? No, I wanted to say some, like, what my first company, my lawyer. No, it was limited liability. My lawyer signed for me. Do you understand? So some people have that kind of problem, but I had to discard that company. So people have that kind of problem. You can say perfection of irregularities, and it's a problem people have. If you name it right, immediately somebody reads it on your website, on your wall. The person will know, this is my problem. I've been looking for somebody to solve it. But if you say we do incorporation services, it's not the name of a product. And that is how you are going to say now, because of the way you brought it down, you are able to know who to market it to. But above all, you can always say, this particular product will give us at least 100, 200, 300,000 this month. This particular will give us so, this particular will, you know. That's even when you start having workers to come in, young lawyers who come under you, this person may be head of so and so, or brand manager for so and so. You see, even when you have MTN Pulse, MTN this one, MTN the, you see their brand managers. Why do you think they do that? They give them target, because without that you can't give target. Okay, so that's how to productize. You can have everything in your head. If you don't productize it, you are not able to sell it. Because when you productize it, what happens? You give it handle, you give it leg, you give it hands, you give it. So that's what happens with understanding, what we call value proposition. What is the need you feel or problem you solve? If you put them together, corporate services, unless you become an essential or become this one, otherwise, even when you're an essential, even when people want you to break it down, you still have to tell them what. Yeah, Tijani and Simon, thank you very much for being here. You guys should call me today. If you don't call me, I will dismantle you guys. Okay, now that's one important thing about what? Understanding value proposition. So you bring it into packets. When somebody wants to come and buy rim of pepper, when they say, I want to buy rim of pepper, what question do you ask them? Which grammage? Antithesi, are you getting it? Which grammage? Because there's nothing called rim of pepper in omnibus in that sense. Even when they say which grammage, you also want to add, is it art? Is it bond? Is it this one? Is it this one? That's what you must do in your organization if you want to move forward. Okay? The next thing, who are you selling to? Your target market. So, Tessie, can you give me one product? I know you can make up one now. Even the NGO. The NGO, now you need to have products. Okay? One of the products could be special day celebrations. So any special day celebration, you guys do it from Youth Day, I think August 12 or 13 or thereabouts. Women's Day, March 20 something or so. March 8th. International Habitat Day, with international whatever. So that could be product. So every day the staff in charge is looking for organizations that can partner with you. If it's International Habitat Day, for instance, we are looking for town planners or National Association of Town Planners, National Koren and NSC, and then real estate people. And you are, otherwise you can't just come and celebrate with us. What are they celebrating? Okay, that's how you build departments in your organization. What of the what do you call it, the SDGs? Okay, you can SDG implementation advisory for MDAs is a service. A lot of MDAs do not understand until SDGs. A lot of MDAs do not understand MDG until it came and went. A lot of them also don't understand sustainable development goals now. Yeah, so helping them, advise them on that, work with them on projects like that, and even helping companies, big organizations, to use SDGs as any part of it as their corporate social responsibility. Helping them to implement it, organize it, and is a product. You get that? A lot of, if you look at go to a website, you look at a lot of insurance companies, a lot of banks, if you go to their website, you're going to see some of the NGOs they use to do corporate social responsibility. You are bigger and better than them. So, but you've never approached them because you don't have any well organized, you know. So that's how productizing. So you have a lot of products. And then anybody you see, if you see the MD, the lady who is there, MD of Shell, you now, she's talking about empowering women, especially at the level of bringing them into the industry, but also mentoring them. So anything you have about mentorship now, even if she's not bringing money, she will agree to be on the board of that mentorship group, and her name will make other people bring money. So those are all the possible things about what? About understanding business opportunity evaluation. Please, if you have any question, you ask. Who are you selling to? You must know the person. You cannot sell to people until you have a product you are selling to them. So if it's SDG adversaries, that what do you do? You know that it's only big companies, MDAs that are going to listen to you, probably so-called corporates. If it is about CSR advisory and implementation, you know, a lot of banks, a lot of sometimes they get confused about what do we even do post COVID and post NSAS. What do we need to do? Sometimes they're confused. It's you that will help them. Oh, this is where it will go. This is where it will, and they will listen to you. It's a product. Okay. Then you talk about religious organizations. So when you talk about religious organizations, you can even zero in Catholic Women Association, Anglican Women and Muslim Women Association. You know, you look into organizations, find out NLC, this one, that one. What can you help them do? These are all the ways you can understand who you are selling to. The product determines where it goes to. Okay, now how will you make money from that? So you don't go to banks to talk to them about what? About how to help them with SDGs goals and other. You've not sat down and said, how can I make money from this? So you can make money through what? The implementation, proper implementation of that. So you are bringing in the people who are talking, you are organizing it, you are bringing in the hall, you are getting the hall, you are printing out the materials, you are, you know, that's how you make money. Okay? It could be you make money through them sponsoring you, but you are doing it under their name. You could make money by them doing it, but they are paying you to be the person who is going to organize it or put it together, the project manager of that. How do you make money? You must understand how to make money. You can also make money by, you know, you guys do this, but you have the database of all the women that attended. So they generally now you mentor them and market them. And so whenever you talk about your loan or your mentorship program, they will do what? They will all jump in because they see you as one big person there. You know, you may not make physical money from the bank, but because you wrote on their back and all those, yeah. The same for when you work for United Nations, you may not make all the money, but that name alone can open other doors for you. How will you differentiate your product company from what is already out there? Okay, our time is almost up, but we're gonna have little version so that we can finish this morning. How will you differentiate your product company from what is already out there? So I'm gonna run. We call it unique selling proposition. What makes you different from other NGOs, from other companies, from other business schools? You must find that out. What are the barriers to entry? In that business you want to start, in that idea, are there things? I can't go and have a law firm immediately myself because I'm not a lawyer. I ran away from law in third year, going to fourth year. So I don't have the BL or LLB to go and start opening a law firm. I can't go and open hospital immediately. So I can open it by, you know, having another person who I'm working with at that level. So if there are barriers to entry, how do you clear it up? Okay, so allow me to go to the next slide. How many competitors do you have and of what quality are they? You always check what your competitors are doing because what they're doing will help you to know what you can do. Yeah? How big is your market in Naira and dollars? How big is that market? Have you ever got a grant before? Yes, so you check. Some of my mentees, you know, are getting grants and you see, the grants help a lot because it could be around 10 million, could be around $20,000. So it gives you that peace for a period of 1 year. So as a normal running of organization and doing your thing, you know, because that's not the only way you make money. So any other money stays with you because you're already settled somehow. So how big is your market in naira and dollars? Yeah, we call it market size. How fast is the market growing or shrinking? Market growth. That market you are in, is it growing? Is it shrinking? For instance, is pepper still in use very well? It's still in use because a lot of people are not doing paperless. Okay, people still come here and say, print it out for me, do this one, do that one, and all those. What percentage of the market do you believe you could gain? What is NGO or is business? What percentage is Lego? What percentage of the market? And what part of the percentage? Is it the lower cadre? Is it the mid? Is it the high? Is it in corporate? Is it in government? You must find that out. What type of company will solve solve your goals? Could it be a lifestyle company or high potential company? Could it be sole proprietorship or could it be corporation? Is it something that multi-level marketing can do for you? Establishing a company that has a multi-level marketing kind of structure can do for you. Yeah. So you are able to find out. You're able to find out. These are things you must sit down and do. That's what we call working on your business. Yeah? So if you have any question, please you ask, because it's very important you ask questions. Now, how much will it cost to get started? Tomorrow, you're going to see what we call key resources. Not every resource is a key resource. A lawyer doesn't need any other thing on earth to be a lawyer. A lawyer can operate from his bedroom, and start making money as a lawyer with the social media. So whether it's a car or an office, those ones are dangerous. The same for a web designer or an IT person. You don't need an office. Your key resource is your laptop. How do you plan to, do you plan to use debt capital or raise investment? If so, how much and what type? Now, if you are thinking of people coming into your business, you must understand how to reel out your investment needs, because that will help you with number 14, which is if you take on investment, how much money do you think your investors will get back in return? A man came here, and I know he has a lot of wives. I think he's in Suleja, but he was talking about his business. He's into farming because we're consulting for CBN for a particular project. So in the training, the guy kept talking about the profits in his kind of farming. He's a man. I asked him, okay, I want to invest. If I invest, how much do you want? He said 3 million. I said, okay, I had not that 3 million in my head to give him. I said, if I invest this 3 million now, like how much am I expecting to get, let's say in 1 year? Since you're going to have about 2 or 3 seasons of the product. The guy said to me, it's only God that knows how much you will make. So that the only thing is encouraging me that I won't go on loss. I should bring money. That the name of he swear and swear that I won't be on loss. I said, but what am I expecting? He said that, doctor, it's only God that knows the future. I laughed in my mind. I said, see, poor people. If this man, if you ever told, if a prophet tells him tomorrow that you lost 10 million in that discussion, he would think the man is joking. I've mastered that money. I was ready to write that check here and there, but I was sitting here. It was here. The hall was full. You see, so you must be straight with what you want, so that when people ask you a question, you are able to ask. 13, do you plan to sell your company or go public? In the future and all those. Whenever you have a company, always think of how to make it bigger. If it's an NGO, as you grow, can you bring in more people? Can people come in and become part of it and all those kind of things? Bigger NGOs that have more people, they do well. Okay, so We're going to round off in just maybe 10 minutes. You give me just another 12 minutes to round up. Now, there are keywords we found there that we need to just round off with. Now, which ideas do you have at the moment? Is something you need to think about. Which ideas do you have at the moment? In which industries are those ideas? In which business area or value chain are those ideas? What do you need to start right now? Who do you need to start now? That is people you need. Why do you think that idea is a viable idea? Okay? These are questions you must ask. But let me show you. If you want to answer the question, which ideas do you have? Thomas Edison says, I find out what the world needs, then I go ahead and try to invent it. So it's not always good to say, I am just interested in doing this and that. You have to know that if you cook and people do not eat, you've not done well. So what do people really want? That's what will help you to know what you are going to cook. And your children, you love the food. That's what you wanted to eat. And your children, they didn't like it. And you see them struggling with it. You even bring cane and everything. And how do you feel about it? That's what happened with businesses. If you are really interested in pushing your idea out, you must make sure that your idea conforms with what people want out there. So there's a customer-centric perspective and there's a solution-centric perspective. You could look at the customers and find what they need, and then you provide a solution for them. But you could just go and produce a solution, and then you do what? You start forcing us to come and buy your solution. This akara is hot and it has pepper. Come and buy. The guy may be suffering from ulcer. He doesn't want something hot. He doesn't want something that has pepper. If you had asked him, he would have told you what he wanted. So Thomas Edison said, I find out what the world needs, then I go ahead and try to invent it. Okay? Which ideas do you have? Now, Neil Kerman says, but the truth is, it's not the idea. It's never the idea. It's always what you do with the idea. You know the idea of NGO. You know the idea of Lego products. You know the idea of the products. You know the idea of whatever. It's what you do with that idea. That's the major thing. And the resolve that I'm going to do something wonderful with this idea. So think about it. The ideas you have now, they're already good. They're already great. If you look around, you're going to see people who have made money with the ideas you have. But the truth is, if you don't handle it well, those ideas will still be what they are. Please, if you have any question, you ask me. In which industry do you play? And in which value chain? So I'm going to just show you very briefly. Now, what you are doing, are you playing at the level of raw materials? Are you helping to produce the raw materials that people are going to use? For instance, you produce beans for people to go and use for akara, or you produce maize for people to go and use for akara, or you produce wheat and sorghum and all those millets for people to go and use in the brewery industry. Where do you play? Do you play at the level of raw materials? Are you that person who processes these things? You process them to bring out a particular product. Or are you into packaging and branding? Remember that you are doing one doesn't stop you from doing any other one. Are you into distribution and logistics? One of the problems we have in Abuja now is what? These guys driving bike. There are too many. You have to be praying not to kill them because there are too many now. But you see, they're not still enough. Just try and look for any of them now to come and take something for you. You're going to find out that they are all books. Okay? So, is it where you want to play? I think we've shown with Mr. Okumbo Kate that you can play in a lot of areas. Now, marketing and sales. Is it where you want to play? Marketing and sales is so important and so wonderful. If you look at a lot of lawyers, they sell properties for people. They don't have property company in that sense, but they sell, they manage, They do quite a lot for people. Okay, so that you are into anything doesn't stop you from marketing and sell. You can be selling aeroplane. You know, if you sell one in a year, you may make so much money. You can be selling properties. You can decide the kind you want to sell. Yeah, marketing and sales very important. Are you into research, development, and consulting? Are you into education and training? Okay, so NGO and all those will fall into research, development, consulting, education, training, because it's just about the human being and development and how. Are you into standardization and regulation? Like if you look at most standardization and regulation is done by NAFDAC, Standard Organization of Nigeria, NCC, and all those. But also to carry out these tasks. But above all, individuals also. For instance, if current NSE and some of them institution of estate surveyors, if they don't say you are their member, they are all those kinds of things. So, okay, so what do you need to start? You have to you need to start now. Don't always want things to be perfect before you have right now. In fact, I used to say, and you don't need it to, to start to go. And you don't have. And I give an example. I don't have my legs. I had polio when I was 1 year, 6 months. I never needed in my classes, graduate, have jobs, have companies and all those, have a PhD and have children, have wife, have companies. I never needed. I don't need it to travel around the world. So most time when you are looking at what you don't have, it will stop you from what you have that you can use. Look at all the people that God had ever used. He used what they have. Is it true? So look at Moses. Moses has had that staff for how many years? For close to 80 years, for close to 40 years. God used that same staff. So most times, what you have that oven, and then you said, I need industrial. What have you done? If you read the scripture, I think is it Luke 16? He said, if you cannot manage your master's something, you're not worthy to have your own. If you can't manage another person's business, if you can't manage what you already have. Also, even the guy who didn't use his own talent, yeah, he didn't give him another. He even took what he has and gave to another person. We call it Matthew effect. What do you need to start right now? You must know that. Okay? Why do you think your idea is a viable idea? Don't be emotional about it. Thank you, Ernest. Yeah. Why do you think is a viable idea? Why do you think this idea is a, don't be emotional about just say, like we are the best in what we do. That's why if you buy from us, you won't regret it. Okay, why don't you do it for me? If I don't regret it, then I buy. What happens to that? So for you to say, buy from us, and you must know what is that thing that differentiates you from every other person doing what you are doing. You must know that. Why do you think it's a viable idea? Now, the viable idea could be because of statistics. You've checked and you find out that Nigeria is producing, just don't mind me, let's say 2 kilograms of granite, and Nigerians need 1,000,000 kilograms of granite. So what does it tell you? It tells you statistically that there's a gap that you can still fill. Okay? If you look at universities in Nigeria or high institutions, is it a viable business? 100% viable. Why? Because 1,000,000 children take JAM and less than 500,000 can be absorbed. So we have to see, if you still bring the same number of university, we can't absorb the people who are, and we're still born, are still giving birth. I mean, have you stopped? Or you are listening to God to know what He will tell you. Okay, so Nigeria is it's assumed we give birth to at least 7 million children every year. And it's quite big because in 10 years, we're looking at close to 70 million. Yeah. So high institution is still a big business. The same for even secondary school, the same for even primary school, even crèche. Yes. So you must check statistics and find out. Examples can also be that. Who is doing this? If you see somebody selling akara and every day on her table, you find 50 people waiting. Have you ever gone to people who are selling corn in your neighborhood? Just try it this evening. You're going to find out that you come there and they say every corn on this is already booked. Madam, let's put for you so you can wait. Okay? You see that's a viable business. I hope you get the example. So example can do what? Can help you know whether a business is moving or not. Okay. So I think that's where we are going to end it today. And then tomorrow we go to business success modeling. We go to how do you we've talked about idea, we've talked about mindset today, we've talked about then how do you now start business? What are the things to do? How do you even have a product? How do you generate the idea? How do you start building it? How? Who do you need? What do you need? What's your cost? And we're going to look at it from ground zero up tomorrow. Yes? So very quickly, do you have any question? Any question? No? Hajia, do you have any question? Hajia, do you have any question? Okay. I believe Hajia, you got everything. Okay, so now let's look at if you don't have any questions, so tell me what you've picked from this session. Maybe we'll start with Amy. Raise your voice. How to generate the idea. Idea. Wonderful. Thank you. So, Antiti. Okay, so now last question, maybe we'll start from you. That question is, what is your takeaway? You know, I don't want you to mention what I taught you, but all this thing from morning till now, what one takeaway did you maybe it has highlighted why you failed or why you succeeded or what is a takeaway that you say, oh, in this program, I was able to find out that what made me fail or what happened or when I succeeded, what made me, I'm not talking about what you learned now by saying, mentioning, but what's your takeaway, the seed? Great. Thank you. I mean, yeah. Yeah, great. And I said, I also learned that I should create solutions that are sellable to any idea I have. That is to make sure there is market for the problem I'm solving. Thank you, Ernest Odimadu. Okay, guys, thank you so very much for listening in. I think the next edition of this program, I think since we have on Monday, the next edition, in case you that needs this program, it could be a friend, it could be a spouse, it could be somebody sponsor. Yeah, you can just say, oh, yeah, I think your problem is, give people money. They give them 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and all those. And whenever they come and do this program, and they just say, oh, look at, I just got this person. This person would have done this program before he starts. So you can also recommend it to your friends, and that's one of so that they're able to have a change mindset and they're able to do. At the end of this program, you're going to see that you will look at yourself and say, my not succeeding, I'm the cause of not succeeding. And I thought over time you will see, you go out now, you will not see negative. And one of the things I want to advise, please, all these people that come with Buhari discussion, no country is good. Well, no country is good. Look at what is happening in Afghanistan. Look at how America is complicit in it. No company is perfectly good. I schooled abroad severally, and I don't. Maybe tomorrow I tell you the stories. And it was just like, wow, are you talking? Is this America? Is this Europe? Is this France? Is it? I was pinching myself to be sure that I'm not in Nigeria in America, because you see, it was almost the same. Understanding this thing. So from now, those who come with Buhari and question and all those, let them sort themselves out. For now, if like an NGO, you if that you are born, you are not born because they need to give you birth certificate. It doesn't say you are dead. You are not dead. If they don't say you are married, you are not married. So as an NGO, you can decide you want to sensitize people to go and pick their word. If that's what you want to do, you do that, but not to sit down all day listening to this one and that one, that one. That doesn't mean you won't care. But in fact, some of the news immediately immediately they say 20 people are dead. You do until even when they're interested in giving good news. That's why most times you find yourself this week, next week you are zero. Is negative. Everything you are seeing is Nigeria will divide. Buy your land, buy everything. When they divide, when they divide, we will carry. People are carrying their own. You carry your own and go to the next day. There are times these things will weigh us down. You can't perform again when you look at gone. So you must have a, and I bet you, if you apply, say from now till December, success, that will be like 20 years success. It's nothing. Money is a colored paper. The easy, no matter how you are angry with food today, will you say I won't eat because you have the love for the food? No, you are eating because you cannot do without food. This water you are drinking, do you love water? If you love water, you are putting it in that your rubbish stomach. You are drinking water because of what? You can't do without water. Immediately you become valuable, yes, to the extent that people cannot do without, yes. So it's very important we know this and carry this mindset on. There is no world. You can never have a without words, without trouble. Jesus said, in this world, you shall have tribulation. So always look for it, solve it, move to the next level, solve it, move to the next. If you put a gun in, I will be smiling. Why? I know your gun cannot kill me. Why? I have passed through something yesterday, last year, 10 years ago, that was like it, that never killed me. So whenever you are passing through a problem, know that there's a beautiful more thing coming in, that you are going to use this one you are passing through today to accomplish. Never see something come, I'm dead. Why must I die? This lady, um, Helen Keller, they say she's blind, deaf, and dumb. That thing that I threw away, that I knew that I just have 99 over 100. I have all my body intact. I've given birth. I'm giving birth even to twins, so you can see how fertile I am. Now, the point is, I have a problem in only my legs, and I want to exaggerate it to, like, it's just 1 over 99. Is it not 1 over 100? I still have 99 over 100, which is still A plus plus plus. So why must you look at that little problem and then forget every other thing that is going well for you? You don't have a liver problem. You don't have glaucoma. You don't have this one. You don't have, if they bring back Abakari and they tell him, driver, the rest of your life, don't enter presidency again, do you think you will say, no, let me die? You will comfortably take over driver. But this is the life you still have. Abakari doesn't. And then we make noise and talk rubbish. So it's high time. Life is what is passing while you are living. Live it to the fullest. Be happy, enjoy it. And then so that you can go home and say, yes, I live this life. Now when you are dying now, you start doing, no, 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 no. If you know what you are going to be coming back to do now, take it. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow, I want you to, try and work on that workbook so that you can get tomorrow, read through it, and then fill up. There's something to read behind it. So after reading that, you can start filling. Thank you, and God bless you of this. And then, where it's better to send it to your email. Okay, so thank you. Have a beautiful.
Recording stopped.
You guys online, thank you very much. God bless you. 1:30 p.m. again, and then 8:30 p.m. Enjoy your day.